Welcome to the AFR Saints channel, where we provide you daily content on your favorite team, the New Orleans Saints. Do us a favor and hit that subscribe button. Be sure to leave your comments below and smash that like button. Who dat? Well, we know Kyle Sheets' newest destination. Undrafted wide receiver out of Division II Slippery Rock, and my goodness, the Saints have had success with not only the small school, but also the Division II players who have come through this organization. Kyle Sheets looks to be the next. Kyle, we appreciate a couple of minutes, man. Thanks for the time. How are you?
I'm good. I appreciate you having me on, and it means a lot to sit down and talk a little bit of football, and I'm always excited to do that. So nice to meet you guys, and I look forward to this.
Man, it's our pleasure. We appreciate you for taking a couple of minutes. How many people that you meet know where Slippery Rock is?
I don't leave this area too much, so most people know where it is. But I'm sure if I get outside of PA, I'd get a couple funny looks. But it's a real place. It's a great place.
Hey, can you give us a little bit, because it's interesting whenever you try to do some digging on a Division II prospect to learn. And look, I mean, the Saints have pulled a couple of guys, from Division II in the past. I guess, famously right now, Rashid Shaheed out of Weber State is on the team, has had great success. Give me a little bit of your background. I guess you're from Pennsylvania. How did your high school recruitment go? How did you end up at Slippery Rock?
Yeah, I'm from a smaller town. It's called Springboro. It's definitely unheard of. It's probably close. It's close to Erie, if you know where that is. So, okay. I played quarterback most of my football career. I played receiver 1 year in high school. So I was going to camps as a receiver. That's kind of how I, ended up transitioning to that position. Slippery Rock had given me an offer my junior year, and then I had some walk-ons to Penn State and Ohio, and then scholarships from some more PSAC schools. But, I went right to Slippery Rock as a receiver, and there was a learning curve, but they taught me a lot more about the game and a lot more about the position, and I was super thankful for it. And, we have a lot of success up here, and that's a testament to the coaches and the players and the culture that we have in the locker room. And, I'm excited to see what they do this year as well.
Kyle, it's always interesting when you have a decision to make between a preferred walk-on, and I would assume, as a young, did you grow up a Penn State fan or a Pitt fan?
Penn State.
Yeah, so you get a PWO offer from Penn State. That's got to be so hard to pass on, but it's do I do that or follow my path to the field where I'm going to play and grow and develop? How much did you wrestle, if at all, with that decision?
Oh, it was very tough. It came down to the last hour, when you had to commit somewhere, and definitely wasn't an easy process, but the money definitely played a role. It wasn't a whole lot, but it was just something to help with school, and, that was a big deal because I didn't know what was going to happen after college. So, they had a great family setting here, and one of my former high school teammates played here, and he's actually the record holder for everything at receiver. So taking that into account and being able to learn under his wing and, having him take me in and show me how things should be done here, that was another massive role in it. So it came down to that, and I believe I definitely picked the right place.
Look, clearly the results, you had 76 catches last year, over 1,200 yards, or right at 1,200 yards, 17 touchdowns. When did transitioning from quarterback to receiver, when in your career did you feel like, yeah, man, I got a handle on this position?
I don't know. I feel like maybe my junior year of college up here, it was, things were starting to get more comfortable at that position and just starting to know the playbook more and, having trust with our quarterbacks and things like that. So it was a lot of smaller things that played into it, but it was definitely that junior year where I felt more comfortable and, we really started to take stride as an offense and, make things happen.
Kyle Sheets is with us, Saints undrafted free agent out of Slippery Rock, being camped with the Saints, trying to make the roster. Did the Saints talk to you a lot during the whole pre-draft process?
They actually didn't, because a lot of teams had stopped up at the school, just for the practice thing and get to know each other. And then they had said after my pro day that they had liked what I had done there, and that kind of caught their attention. So after that, they were in touch with my agent, and things kind of took off from there.
So, Kyle, walk me through draft day, right? Were you thinking day 3 draft as a possibility, or was your path always, as you understood it, going to be as a UDFA?
Yeah, I believed it was going to be UDFA, and I was just sitting down with some family members, and it was tough to, kind of explain to them because they had always thought and hoped that I would get drafted.
Sure.
So every time my phone made a noise, it was like everyone had to be quiet, and I was like, "Listen, guys, I think this is gonna happen afterwards." So, it ended up getting a call like early or mid 7th, and we just started to receive some interest, and it took off from there. And I know we chose a great spot, and I've looked at the coaches and what they do there as a program, and I'm super excited to be a part of it.
Wait, Kyle, who was calling you during the draft? Like, were these your friends prank calling you? I mean, clearly they know, like, you're watching the draft and waiting for the biggest call of your life.
Right, yeah. No, it was just my friends would text me or something, or just, just have someone call me out of nowhere. And it only happened, I think, one time. And I was just like, you know what? I'm going to have to put this on Do Not Disturb or something.
Well, Kyle, I mean, like, I do a radio show. People in my life know, like, don't text or call Matt from 3 to 6 because he's not available. Like, if I'm friends with Kyle Sheets, like, I know on Saturday early evening, I'm probably not bothering him on this day. And so walk me through. So the draft ends, and I know these decisions are made really quickly. I mean, maybe within like 10 or 15 minutes. So walk me through that process. Draft ends, you start fielding calls. How many teams got in touch, and when did you make the decision to go with New Orleans?
Yeah, there were a couple teams, but New Orleans was the first offer, and my agent and I kind of just talked about situation and just their coaching staff and how great of an opportunity it was. So it was really hard to come off of that, and that was somewhere that, beforehand, after he said they had interest after the pro day, that I was like, this is a really good spot to go to. So when they called him and kind of said, we're interested in me, and I was super excited, and then it was really hard to come off of not going there.
What a couple more for you. Kyle Sheets is our guest, Saints wide receiver, signed as an undrafted free agent. What were the things that the Saints said, right, that were appealing to you when you were having the conversations or with your agent?
Right. So they were in contact with my agent most of that process until, we had said we wanted to go there. But I was looking at the roster and just the players they have at that position and the quarterbacks. Like, they're all really good players. And like you mentioned at the beginning of the show, how they take those smaller school players and, UDFAs and turn them into very good football players. Like, Shaheed was someone that I had, watched this season. I think he had a little over 800 or right at 800 yards. So I kind of knew what he had come from. So, no, I was just excited about that opportunity and how they develop players.
Yeah. What's the process like for you now until rookie minicamp? Like, what are you working on? Are you in touch with teammates? Anything like that?
Right now, I'm just trying to dive into the playbook as much as I can, and be able to get down there and be comfortable in plays and formations. So that's the biggest thing right now. But I mean, I'm still doing the daily workouts and running and stuff like that. So just trying to be as prepared as I can for when I go down there Thursday.
Have you ever been to New Orleans?
I have not.
Oh, man. So how you're going to be here Thursday, and obviously at camp, so you're going to be like, heading the playbook and basically just at the facility. But how long are you going to be in New Orleans?
I know rookie minicamp is over the 12th, so I plan on not leaving because I think there's a 2-week break before OTAs or something around that. So I really don't plan on leaving, unless something happens back home and I got to be back here. But I do want to stay down there and be around coaches and players and just the facility.
So I find this part so interesting, right? So 10 days ago, thereabouts, you don't know where your future is going to be. You said you've mostly been there in Pennsylvania. So now you sign with the Saints. You're going to come down here for minicamp and stay for 2 weeks. Like, you go to a hotel. Like, what do you do for those 2 weeks? Where do you stay?
Yeah, I'll be up in a hotel, and then kind of just shuttle back and forth to the facility and back there every night.
Well, Airbnb maybe. I don't know, maybe like a Saints fan, like family, like take you in for a few weeks. That might be pretty cool.
Oh, I don't know.
Anybody want to put up Kyle Sheets for a couple weeks? Message us. We'll put you in touch. Maybe see if this works out. I mean, he seems like a good guy, right? Maybe tell you some tricks of the trade, how things go in rookie minicamp. Does that sound, Kyle, you want us to find you a place to stay?
Yeah. No, that's all right.
All right. Well, I'm telling you, people are going to offer now that I've said that. So I'll just, I tell you what.
I'm excited to find food.
Wait, you said you need to find food?
I'm excited to get down there and try some of the food.
Yeah, you should be very excited about that. That's going to be awesome. Hey, man, we appreciate you taking a couple of minutes. It's always fun to follow stories. Like, I mean, most people know like the big school, big name guys that get drafted high, and it's fun. But it's always fun to learn the stories of the guys that are, just grinding, trying to make a roster, man. So we wish you the best in rookie minicamp and throughout this journey. We'll keep in touch, all right?
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me on here.
Hey, thanks so much for watching. Please leave your comments. I love to interact. And be sure to hit the red subscribe button below.